Citroen's e-C3 aims to redefine what a small EV can be, and makes most other compact electric hatches look needlessly expensive. The brand's smallest hatch gains a crossover vibe and a newfound fresh direction.
It's telling that in a quarter of a century of history, the C3 model line has never offered any sort of even mildly sporty model. It's just never been that kind of car, and it still isn't now. You could argue, as we often have, that the comfort-orientated approach that this little Citroen has always pursued instead is the most appropriate one for a small hatch, which is, after all, going to spend almost all of its life on the pockmarked streets of suburbia, which is fine, provided things don't fall to pieces as soon as you leave the city limits. The soft ride is very evident from the moment that you set off, even more so with this fourth generation model, because its comfort suspension features the advanced comfort hydraulic bump stops we've seen added to the damping system of larger Citroen hatches. The idea of these is to take the edge off the reverberations from sharper potholes and speed humps. It doesn't feel very quick for a small EV, but the little 113 HP motor puts all the power through the front wheels that you really need. 62 miles an hour takes 10.4 seconds en route to 82 mph top speed. As we've already suggested, there's nothing about this car that really makes you want to drive it quickly anyway, despite its shrunken little Peugeot iCockpit style steering wheel. Those familiar with the C3 model line will immediately notice that this time around, curvy cuteness has been swapped for a boxier, crossover-inspired, more mature vibe. This may be what the market wants, but it potentially makes this model a much less distinctive and individual proposition. To try to preserve some of that, there are styling cues from the wacky Ollie concept car, an unusual bluff nose section with the brand's latest badge, and colour clip inserts on either side of the car, which allow owners to add swappable, contrast-coloured accents. Right, time to take a look inside, where it's nothing like any Citroen interior you've ever seen before. There are little red tabs stitched into the door handles, exhorting you to have fun and be cool. And in its own budget-minded, friendly way, this cabin here is quite cool. The brand calls it its C-Zen Lounge, which turns out to mean a two-level fascia with the technical elements above there and a cosy fabric-wrapped sofa design style section below. There's a pleasing selection of light and dark finishing, smart fabric fascia trimming, and a dinky little oval steering wheel, which, as with its Peugeot cousin's iCockpit dashboard design, requires you to look at instruments over its rim rather than through its spokes. Now, in this case, though, those instruments don't sit in a conventional binnacle. Instead, they sit in a narrow letterbox-like strip housing a small selection of digital readouts, and this is a layout that works really well. There's also lots else to like, primarily the well-padded advanced comfort seats with a smart two-tone design and extra foam support. Easily the best chairs you'll find in the Super Mini segment. And there's such a clever, simple touch, light grey finishing for the inside of the door bins so you can more easily see their contents. The iPad-style central screen is just the right size, as are the strange vertical vents which bookend either corners of the dashboard. Build quality from the Slovakian factory seems okay, and it's nice, even in this EV version, to have a proper key that goes into a proper key slot so it doesn't end up rattling around in a cubby somewhere as you drive. And there are some branded touches if you look for them, like the since 1919 heritage models which are inscribed onto the inner side edge of the glove box lid. This feels a significantly bigger car than the old Mark III C3 model, so time to see what the lengthier 2.54 metre wheelbase serves up in the back. These colour-coded D-pillar panels look as if they might be door catchers, but a conventional handle features instead. Once inside, a little disappointingly, rear seat legroom isn't really very much better than it was in the previous generation design. Still, it is vastly better than something like, well, for example, a Renault 5, and a 6-foot passenger could just about sit behind a front seat occupant of the same stature, and that's helped by the fact that you can push your knees well into these squashy seat backs. The boxy silhouette's extra 5 inches of roof height does mean useful improvements in headroom, and that would feel even better if the ceiling didn't dip just over your head there. We'll finish as usual with a look out back. Lift the light hatch and you'll find there's 310 litres of trunk capacity. Hardly amazing by class standards, but it's probably all you need. 5 carry-on suitcases will fit. Fold everything flat, and there is a step in the floor of the extended load bay, which in this configuration offers up a modest 1,188 litres of space. The 44 kilowatt hour battery is supposed to be able to take you up to 199 miles between charges. There is no heat pump available though to preserve range in cold weather, and not even as an option. Citroen claims that the e-C3 is capable of rapid charging at rates of up to 100 kilowatts. That's a very modest speed, which allows for a 20 to 80% charge in 26 minutes. At home, you'll be able to 20 to 80% charge from a 7.4 kilowatt garage wall box in just 4 hours 10 minutes. If your property has a 3-phase supply, you'll be able to use the optional 11 kilowatt charge system, in which case the 20 to 80% charging time will be just under 3 hours. It's clever to make a small, usable, fashionable electric car, but it's even cleverer to make it affordable in the way that Citroen has with this C3. The company's future as an affordable mobility brand starts right here. This car could and was expected to be merely a repackaged version of other Stellantis Group small hatches, like electric versions of the Vauxhall Corsa and the Peugeot 208. Instead, it's a lot more for a lot less. Not everyone will like the squarical new looks or the divisively styled cabin, but customers are tolerant of individualistic design in this part of the market, and those who like it will probably love it. For us, the car's well worth the premium it requires over feebler ranging small EVs like the Dacia Spring and the Leapmotor T03. And we can't really see why you'd pay vastly more in this segment for a Vauxhall Corsa Electric or a Peugeot E208. We're still not being served up a small EV for the masses here, but perhaps the e-C3 gets closer to that goal than any car before it.